Your body and your gut is full of bacteria. Probiotics are live bacteria and yeasts that can help keep your gut healthy, especially when taking an antibiotic. Marion Chase is here to tell us more, and welcome, Marion. And before we get into those aspects of taking antibiotics, my goodness, I go to a drugstore and there are a million different types of probiotics, but it really is an important aspect of our overall health.
Yes, probiotics are actually live bacteria, can be yeasts, that are helpful, beneficial to our gut microbiome.
And so to get into this, you know, you're taking an antibiotic, you have a situation and you've been to your doctor and they prescribe this antibiotic. Where does a probiotic come into play? Does it like help the antibiotic, or how does that interact?
When you take an antibiotic, it doesn't discriminate, and so it's killing all bacteria of a certain strains or whatever, and so it's killing the bacteria in your gut as well.
So it's like wiping everything off the table.
Correct. Or really diminishing it.
Sure.
So when you take a probiotic, it's a support system for your gut microbiome. And it's important to take it at certain intervals in regards to
yeah, we'll get into the details of that, because I know a lot of times, in my own case even, when you're prescribed an antibiotic, there's all kinds of side effects that can come from that.
Right.
So you want to keep yourself as gut healthy as possible, because I know that's one of the areas where an antibiotic can come into play.
Correct. And one of the main problems that many people face when taking an antibiotic is having antibiotic activated diarrhea or gut upset.
Sure, any kind of little tummy issues, as we say.
And so the probiotic is a support system to your own gut microbiome, and that's pretty much how it's helpful. It doesn't become your own, it's just a help.
Now, if we have the antibiotic for, say, 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever the regimen might be, so we start also taking a probiotic at the same time?
Yes, that would be very helpful. And you might take it even up to 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. When you stop finishing, or you stop taking the antibiotic, keep going with the probiotic.
It's a good idea for a couple of weeks at least, until your own microbiome gets back up to speed.
And as I look at the labels on probiotics, I always see 10 billion or 50 billion, or can you kind of give us a ballpark idea of really what we should look for?
Well, you know, that's an ongoing science.
Yes.
It's not an exact science yet, and too much is not necessarily better than okay. Kind
of a basic level.
Right, right. And, you know, it can vary greatly. The ones that are on the market that have been studied you can, I think, trust that they're fairly regimented and will give you what you're expecting and what it says on the package.
I see. Okay. And any particular form better than another?
Well, you know, it had been, because probiotics originally came from real food, right? Whether it be yogurts, kefir, kimchi,
any kind of fermented
sauerkraut. And so they thought that they should be in a live base. Well, now we realize that they have been created in a shelf-stable form.
And that will also solve the problem.
And sometimes that can be actually better because they are enteric coated, make sure that they're getting through the
place they need to be.
Right.
Exactly. Well, Marion, thanks so much, because I never knew how important probiotics are to your gut, and especially when you're taking antibiotics. So thanks so much for sharing all of that knowledge. Thank you, Marion.
You're welcome.